What's up guys, Jetty from Locked In Off-Road, and in this episode we're checking out the brand new Bluetti Eb55. We're solo camping on the quad. Let's go! So I've just been dropped off in the middle of nowhere. All I have with me is my quad, a bottle of water in this fridge that has no power, and my camera equipment and a chair in this box. I'm about 45,000 kilometers from the nearest civilization. That's all I have to survive, and I don't know when they're gonna come pick me up. The first step we gotta go do is try find something for me to eat so I can stay alive. So let's do that now. Alright guys, so I've been riding around for about 8 hours now and I haven't come across a thing. There's nothing out here, it's just bush. I don't know what that is. And I need to find something soon and I'm starting to get hungry. So we better get into it, get back on the quad. I've only got half a tank of fuel left. Let's see what we find. So I'm still riding. I've spotted what looks like a box off in the distance, so we're gonna go check it out. I just found this box underneath a tree. So what we're gonna do is take it over and unbox it. It's got Bluetti written on the front of it, so I wonder what's inside. Alright guys, I think I found the perfect spot, so we're going to unbox it now. I'm going to start unboxing the Bluetti box I found in the bush. Let's check it out. So we've got a box inside a box. This is what the box looks like. It says on the front here it's a Bluetti 537 watt hours. So, and on the top it's got Eb55 written on it. It's like a new Bluetti Eb55. In the top here we've got a card that says Bluetti on it. Let's check what's inside that. We've got what looks like a warranty card and the user manual. Then in the top here, we've got another box. So we've got more boxes on boxes, which has the Bluetti 240 volt charging brick in it. Just looks like that. That plugs straight into the Bluetti. It's got an inbuilt fan, so when you're using this thing, that'll kick on and keep it cool. On the other side here, we've got the cables that it comes with. So this is the other cable that will plug into the power point for the charging brick. Here we have the solar plugs. So these are just MC4 connectors here on the end that'll plug into your solar panel, and this end here plugs into the Bluetti. Here we have the SIG socket charger, so this is for your car. That'll charge 12 volt from your car into the Bluetti on this end. And here's an adapter. This one plugs into the Bluetti on this end, and here it plugs into there. So you can actually run 2 of these chargers into the Bluetti to get 400 watt hours of charge into the Bluetti. And this looks like a little cable management strap. Open up underneath. and there's the Bluetti itself. So we'll get that up here, move this stuff out of the way and have a closer look, eh? We're going to take a closer look now at the Bluetti Eb55 and its features, all the different outlets it has on the front, so let's get into that. So on the front here, we have the AC output, which is a 700 watt pure sine wave inverter that's built into the unit, which is 240 volt, so Australian 240 volt plugs there. You got two of them. How you turn that on and off, you just simply press this button, it'll bring up the display, and then it'll illuminate a green light just there so you know it's on. So you can turn each individual bank on and off using these buttons. Up the top here, we've got the DC output. So this is a 12 volt marine grade cigarette socket. So you can plug stuff like fridges and anything that comes with a cig socket on it into there. That's at 12 volt 10 amp. Then you got two other 12 volt plugs here. On this side you have the other DC outputs. Up here you've got a USB-C 100 watt output. You can charge stuff like laptops off that and phones. Down here we've got 4 lots of USBs. So up the top we've got 5 volt 3 amp USBs. So once again, to turn this on and off, same thing, little green light will illuminate just there to let you know each individual. And with this one, when you turn this on, it actually activates up the top here, which on the top you have a wireless charging here for your phone. The output of that's 15 watts. Also up here is a little carry handle that sits in flush when you're not using it and opens up. So you can actually stack these on top of each other and they pack away a lot better than most units which have inbuilt handles that can't fold down. In the center here is your display. So the input and output, you have the hertz of the inverter, and up in the corner here is the eco mode. When eco mode is active, it's to do with the AC output. So if the AC output sits at 20 watts for 4 hours, it'll automatically shut the AC output off. So that's for things like battery charges. If you forgot to turn the unit off, your battery's charged and it's sitting below 20 watts, it'll shut it off automatically to save your power. Handy little feature. Then over this side, you have the DC input. It has an inbuilt DC MPPT charger, so multi-power point tracking, which will get the most efficient use out of your solar panels. On this side is the 240 volt adapter, so that will pump in 200 watts through that. On the side of the unit here, you can see that's a vent with a fan in it, and there's one on the other side as well. So that'll switch on when the unit's getting a little bit hot and pumping out power, and it'll keep it all cool on the inside. On the back here, we have a light. You just switch that on like that. It's got 3 modes, so low power, high power, and then disco mode. At low power, it only uses 3 watts, as you can see there. I'll switch it on to high power now. Sitting about 4 to 5 watts. The unit itself's made out of a plastic, and underneath it's got rubber feet so it won't slide around. On the front of the box here, it's got a couple of things you can use it for. So family home, you can use it in the office, traveling on a boat apparently, out camping, at your school, in disaster situations, and for medical purposes. So you can use this for sleep apnea machines and stuff like that because it's got a pure sine wave, so it won't affect any sensitive devices, and you can use it as your business. Charge laptops off it and computers and stuff like that. I'll go over a couple of specs on the Eb55. So it's got an inbuilt 700 watt pure sine wave inverter, and it has a 1400 watt surge on it, so it can start stuff like drills. When you're using them at the start, they use a lot of power to get spinning. Once it's spinning, it'll come back down, so I can handle that. 537 watt hours, so that's a decent amount of power. The Eb55 uses Life PO4 batteries, so they're stable and good for portability. They're a lot safer than a lot of the other batteries out on the market. The Eb55 only weighs 7.5 kilograms, so it's really light. You can pick it up like that, carry it around. The Eb55 is 278 millimeters long by 200 millimeters high, 198 in width. I'll chuck a photo of the spec sheet up on the screen so you can look over everything on it. So this being the smallest in the Bluetti lineup, the Eb55 makes it very portable. It actually can replace like a 12 volt setup in your car. So instead of having that $2,000 setup in your car, this is around about $1,000 at the moment, but they always go on sale, so make sure you check out for that. You can move this from car to car without any issues. So instead of having one setup in one car and another setup in another car, you can transfer this from one to the other quite easily. This can easily power your camping fridge and stuff like that, so it's awesome.
The next day.
It's now day 2 of my solo expedition mission on the quad. All I've found so far is an Eb55, but I haven't found any food. So today we're gonna go find that. It's now 3 o'clock, so it's gonna get dark soon, so we're gonna need to find food and set up camp. Now that I have the Eb55, I can power up my fridge. To turn my fridge on, all I have to do is come here, press that button, it'll turn green. Now you can see that's drawing 36 watts to power up this thermo cooler. Now I can keep my water cool and any food that I discover on my trip. So hopefully we find something soon. Guys, I've just found a rice cooker in the bush. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Oh, there's something inside it. What is it? It's an MRC. Mi goreng ready to cook. Let's chuck this on the Bluetti and see if it can cook it up. Let's go. I found the rice cooker with the mi goreng ready to cook packet inside. So I'm gonna hook it up to the Bluetti, cook that. I'm gonna set up camp here for the night because it's getting really dark and I don't know how much light we've got left. Got to charge my phone. Got no reception out here, but to do that, just gotta turn on the Bluetti. Green light's on. Plug that into there. Plug it into my phone, and that'll start charging. There it goes. Using 12 watts. This will be my bed for the night. It's very compact. Sets up in seconds. Now my bed's set up, time to start cooking food. Found this sunbeam cooker, rice cooker. I found this rice cooker in the bush with the MRC, mi goreng ready to cook. Also, got some utensils in here. Let's see if the Bluetti can power it up. So I've now powered up the 700 watt pure sine wave inverter on the Bluetti Eb55. We're pumping out 450 watts to the rice cooker. I'm gonna close the lid, put it on cook mode and start letting it heat up. While this is heating up, I've got to find something that I can put the food in. So I need to find some sort of vessel. So I'm gonna go for a walk in the bush, see what we can find. A bowl! So I'm back at camp now. Got my MRC. I'm going to chuck the egg in first. This should be hot enough. Just use my survival scissors. Cut open the first section of the MRC. I'm going to put it in the rice cooker. Close the lid. Flick it back on cook. Let that cook away. It's been about 3 minutes. I'm going to check on the egg. Looks good to me. The egg looks cooked. We're going to get it out, chuck it in the bowl I just found. We're going to open up the next section of the MRC, which will be the meat. Everyone likes a bit of meat. In here we got some chorizo sausage. I can smell the chorizos. Let's open it up, see what's going on. Give them a bit of a stir around. We're going to check in on the chorizos and then we'll probably add the vegetables. They're looking good to me. I think we're ready for the veggies. In this next section we have peas, some chili and garlic and onions and a bit of butter. Time to check on the food. It's looking very nice to me. So we're going to transfer all this to the bowl and then we're going to cook the last part of the MRC. We've been cooking for about 10 minutes. It's gone down to 80%. The fans did kick in at one point also. So it's obviously regulating its temperature. Time to open up the last part. So I'll just get my ration water. This is all I took out with me, remember? So I'm going to use this to cook that. We need about. I'm going to tip the mee goreng noodles into the hot water so that can start cooking. Oops. Oops. Oh no. We don't need to cook that. Or this, just the noodles. Alright guys, I'm going to check on the noodles. They're definitely cooked, so we're going to drain the water out. The Bluetti used, it's just gone down to 60% now. Going to open up the seasoning packets. Going to add in the other seasoning packet now. Mix noodles from here into the bowl. Alright, so here we have our gourmet MRC that we found in the bush. Let's give it a taste test. Delicious. Gotta try that egg too. I've successfully cooked a meal using the Bluetti. We only used 40% of the battery power on it. Fans kicked in twice, but it's definitely doable. It's definitely a feasible option to cook a meal in. All you'd have to do now, chuck that back on your car, chuck it on the solar, charge back up easily. Gourmet. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I got a link in the description that you can use. Check out any of the Bluetti products on their website. They've got massive ones, up to 2,200 watts now. They got the new Max out. Wouldn't mind having one of those. This is the smallest that they have, and I think it's very good, very portable. Definitely would recommend it. Have used it in home situations. My power actually went out, and I use it to power my roller door so I could get my car out. I was being stuck in the house, and I also use it to power my Wi-Fi. This also can run a house fridge up to 700 watts, which is awesome. So if you have a power outage, you can keep your food cold. Also runs, I think, a camp fridge for about 30 hours. So that's awesome. Also, keep an eye out for sales. These things go on sale quite often. There's probably one on this weekend. I've set up my camp, I've got my food. I'm gonna camp here for the night. And remember, stay locked in. Hello.